crying is super healthy. We have a lot of narratives, especially for women who cry a lot. You're like too sensitive, you're too much, you're too big of a feeler. There's a lot of shame there. There's nothing to be shameful about. It's better off to be a big feeler or be sensitive than what the alternative is, right? What's the alternative? Being mean and shut down?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pelvic Pulse podcast. I'm Brittany and I'm sitting here with MJ Renshaw. Hi, MJ.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. I'm so excited your assistant put us in touch. I've been browsing through your work and things you've been sharing and listening to a couple of podcasts through mutual friends. Shout out to Kat Dow. Um, Seems like the work you're doing in this world is really incredible, and you just also wrote a book. What?
No, how am I doing this?
Yeah, how are you doing it all and mothering two
I
children
don't
and
know.
wifing it up?
I'm not. My house is a mess. Like I go to my friends'
Okay.
houses and I'm like, oh, this is how you guys are parenting. Like things are organized. I'm like, we have piles.
I think that's totally fair. I actually saw a reel the other day where it was like, this is going to be life-changing for you. Don't worry about folding your kids' clothes. Just stuff it into a bin and put it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Release the little
Yeah.
nitty-gritty things.
They don't care.
Right?
They're gonna take it all out anyways, and then you're gonna have to put it back in. So yeah. Also, matching socks. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Adults, I see adults all the time not matching their socks
No,
anymore
it's a
either. I'm
waste of
like,
time.
Exactly, exactly. But anyways, okay, where to begin? How did you get into like, I guess, hmm, what led you to doing like more of the breath work stuff first? Because I think
Mhm.
that probably opened you up into what you've
Yeah.
been sharing more about recently.
Yeah, I've been one of those people who has been like riding the line of spirituality and science my whole life. Like I've always loved both worlds. And I started trying like psychedelics in high school and like having these experiences. And I've always been really open there and explorative and I've just loved like the magical side of life
Mm.
and believing in things. And then I ended up doing a postgrad in osteopathy, which is obviously grounded in a lot more of the science and, knowing your anatomy and physiology. And that's how they talk there. I'm just kidding, they don't. Um,
But yes, they do.
yeah, they kind of do. Like I remember one time my prof being like, and like Reiki's so stupid. And I was like, wait, what?
Yar. We can
First
have
of all, you
both.
can tell you're blocked.
Mm.
But yeah, so it's just been hard for me to find a place in the world where I kind of fit in because I also didn't fit in the spiritual side where it was just like, it's just energy. And I was like, okay, but what can you, like, how are cells talking to each other? That's what I want to know. I asked that one time in a class and they were just like, don't ask that. I was like, okay. So that's kind of, it's just my own curiosity, also my own healing story. I feel like every single person that gets into the healing world in some way has like this story of I dealt with all these things and I was sexually abused when I was a kid. My parents fought constantly. There was a lot of domestic violence in my house. My brother passed away in an accident, and then my dad relapsed with opiates and killed himself. And like that's all before I was 23. So
Wow.
obviously, I did what any white girl does when they're 23 and all that happens is I went and got breathwork yoga certified. Um, and that kind of started my journey.
It's just funny. I'm like witnessing and watching you share the thing. And it's as a podcaster who either goes on other podcasts or hosts their own, it's like you repeat your story over and over and over. And it's like, whoa, those can be some big things to name. But like, okay, obviously you can tell you've worked through a lot of your shit.
Yeah.
So just
But I'm
like,
also like a professional liar, right? Like I think anybody who's
mm,
got some stuff they've gone through knows how to talk about it without feeling it. And this leads
mm,
so well into like why I love breath work because it lands you into your freaking body. Like, put down that self-help book. Stop talking about it. Stop theorizing about it. Stop overthinking it. Stop reading about it on Instagram. Put it away and start feeling. And that's like that when I started doing that, started actually trying to like feel what's going on and land into my body, that changed my life.
mm.
That's where
What
everything changed.
What was that? Was your first breathwork class, or workshop or whatever, like, was that before you were certified, or you just thought, okay, I'm gonna get certified, and then you were just experiencing it?
Yeah, you know what? Breathwork at the beginning, meh, didn't care for it.
Mm.
Like it was just like prescriptive. Like do this, alternate nostril breathing, and then we do this, and then we do that. And it was just, I never had like a wild experience with it. I didn't much care for it. I knew a bunch of techniques, and I was just like, meh. And then later on in life, I did one with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time. Super hot, super kind. Ian Buckner, love you if you listen to this. And I started crying and feeling things that I had not ever let myself cry or feel. And for me, that was the portal.
Mm.
Like it was, I didn't need to know any of the science, although there's so much science to show that we need to feel our emotions. We can maybe touch on some of that, some of the studies later, but I just felt so good. I
Mm.
was like, that felt really good. Like, I feel like I went so deep into my grief of my brother and my dad, but next to it was like this fountain of love that I had for them that I wasn't even letting myself look at.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, it feels so good to be so close to them right now. And I felt like they were close to me in that moment. Like, I was literally touching them and I hadn't
Yes.
let myself go there. It was just like my blinders on. That's painful. I don't want to think about it. And moving on. So I guess it's just been a journey for me of getting, feeling the world, just
Mm.
allowing myself to feel everything. I don't want to blind myself from things. I think, my husband works with a lot of men, and there's something that they say where it's like you have to develop a healthy relationship with reality.
Yeah.
And I love that because there's
Yeah.
so many things that I do where I'm like avoiding reality.
Right. I mean, if you want to go back to the energetics, the Reiki people sometimes just being a little too flighty, like they're
Mhm.
not rooted in it necessarily. Not all of them. Some of them are. But yeah, I like really resonate with what you
No,
say.
like the spiritual bypassing is real, right?
For
Like
sure.
I think it's not as common anymore because I think people are definitely understanding that like shadow is important. All these things are important, but it's still there.
Yeah.
If you post yourself crying online, like it's gonna make people uncomfortable.
And when you post yourself also in joy and in love with your life, people
Yes,
also
I've
are
experienced that
uncomfortable.
one a lot. I've
Same,
like so
same.
many people DM me thinking they're sending it to a friend, and I'm like, no, that's me. Sorry. They're like,
No.
that's me. You're shit talking. Sorry.
Oh my God. Okay, we can maybe go down that rabbit hole later. That's really interesting because there are probably some feelings to feel there, right? Because how do you confront that? How do you face
It's
that?
really hard. You know what? I got one yesterday. Someone went through like maybe 20 of my posts. It was my birthday and put the puking emoji. And I was like, and then they DM'd me vagina a bunch of times. And I was just like, okay, the vagina thing, like, whatever.
Huh?
But
Like,
like puking, come on.
that's really sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, people bully. The online world is like, you're gonna get, but here's the thing. The good thing, the thing that I've managed to like kind of work into my belief about it is like, it offers you a look into humanity
Hmm.
because you see it unfiltered.
For sure. And there are definitely some like, it feels like entities out there
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
come through with people. I feel like, yeah, my friends deal with that also a lot.
People are
And
sick. Like people are sick.
yeah, d
Like some people
in
are
such
not,
dis-ease.
yeah, not even like it could be energetic. It could be like I'm thinking people are living in moldy homes. People
Mm-hmm.
are chugging aluminum.
Mm.
You know what
I
I mean?
just got
Like
a Berkey and I'm so excited.
yeah, like there's things that we know we do that are not great for you and they change the way you think, right? And like mold rage is such a real thing. Like people who live in moldy
Mm.
environments. I don't want to go to like whatever. I don't want to freak anybody out, but it can make you a jerk. And like I always think in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe that person's just super moldy.
I mean, that could be like, yes, from a physical standpoint and an energetic standpoint, but like, yeah, like oracally, I feel like people, I mean, yeah, not to bring it all up into this, but like in human design, right?
Mm.
Projectors, like we can consume other people's auras. Like, and if someone doesn't feel
Also a projector.
healthy, you are okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had a feeling.
Obviously.
What kind are you?
Splenic?
Me too. 2-4?
Three. No, 2-5. 5-2.
Ooh, 5-2. I think, well, 2-5 and 5-2 might exist.
Wait,
I
I
have to read about
know.
that.
I'm the one where people will hate you. Yes, I'm that one.
Heretic. Yeah,
People
yeah,
like
yeah.
put you on this pedestal, and then as soon as I do
And they
something where they
project
don't
onto
like
you.
it, yes, they're like, I get it online all the time. I'm like, listen,
Hmm.
you don't know me. And also, I'm like a human being. Like, I have mistakes. I just like, I don't know. It's weird.
No, totally, totally. I feel like something to remember, right? Someone like Taylor Swift is a 5'1". Taylor might be hated by a lot of people, but she's successful as hell and living her dream. So there you go.
Wow. Yeah.
Don't forget. Don't
Won't
forget.
forget it. I won't forget about Taylor.
Yeah, don't forget about Taylor. Um, okay. I wanted to share with you a name because when you were speaking about your brother and your dad, um, I've been feeling a lot about the paternal lineage in my body and in my family. And both of my grandfathers actually passed away before I was born, so
Oh,
I never got to meet them.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. Yeah. It's something I would just like would say also without feeling kind of like lie, like, oh yeah, I didn't meet my granddads, like whatever. And they both passed away from kind of horrific things, from war and then from pancreatic cancer.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until recently, it was actually on my maternal grandmother's birthday this summer. I went to a breathwork circle in this yurt locally
Mm.
with a friend who leads a badass breathwork class. I'm actually going to one tonight, but it's like big community one. And I swear, like just everything, the timing of everything was perfect. Like the music, the breathing, the the stuff that I was just like available for and like ready to feel. I felt connected to them and I moved through a lot of my own grief about not having ever met them and like not having them in my life because something I always tell my partner James is like you're so lucky you have a grandpa, like he can be my grandpa too, you know?
Mm.
And it's sweet, but I moved through a lot of my grief and then I actually felt like I tapped into my parents' grief because they both lost them when they were like 19, 20,
Oh,
21.
yeah, that's so young.
Right, right. That
Yeah.
like
And they probably came to you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it was just like the sobs coming out of my mouth were
Yeah.
on another level, unreal. But then like the love, like the song that came up afterwards was Cosmic Love by
Mm.
Florence and the Machine. And I was like, "Ugh, if you haven't ever listened to that song thinking about a lost loved one, do yourself a favor and move some energy." It's so good. It's so good. But it's just powerful. I think yeah, I know a lot of people that like to bypass their sadness, their grief. It's interesting. Not anyone in particular, like men or women, but kind of everyone.
Yeah. I mean, we are raised in a society that thinks crying is bad.
Yeah, so tell me about your book because you wrote all about that, right?
I wrote all about that.
Tell me everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a self-help book for me. Just kidding. It's not self-helping. It goes into kind of the science behind crying and like feeling our emotions because there's fascinating studies and I don't hear a lot of people talking about them, but they are life-changing. So, things like what happens when you suppress emotions for a long period of time. You get disease, like this is psychoneuroimmunology. It can lead to heart disease, cancer, chronic inflammation, autoimmune conditions, you name it. Anecdotally, there's a lot of doctors saying that they notice that there is a connection between someone who's nice and people pleasy and certain things like Parkinson's and MS,
Mm,
right? So there's a lot there to be unpacked still, but it is a thing where in the US, the top causes of mortality, I think 9 out of 10 of them can be led back to emotional suppression,
mm-hmm,
which is wild. And that's like touching on addiction, mental health, suicide as well. So we're basically just accidents and car accidents, but everything else. So it's a big thing. Like it's a big thing that affects the world in a really big way. And just taking disease and death out of it, thinking about what the world feels like. How connected can you be with someone when you don't know your own emotions and you can't hold space for theirs,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
Not very connected.
No.
It's a horrible experience being with people where like they're uncomfortable with emotions.
Can I just name something really kind of silly?
I
But
thought you were gonna say name a person. I was like, yes, tell me
no.
who.
Well, Tony on Love Island of
I've never
season
watched it,
12.
but I've heard it's crazy.
I mean, there are so many seasons, obviously different countries that they do it in, and then a bunch of different people that come through. So it might be a small name to mention, but like we were just watching an episode last night, and it was just so evident, like what the pattern is for these women in there that come off all hard and like they're
Oh yeah.
not connecting
Mhm.
to the men that they want to connect with. Like
Yeah,
maybe they're
that's
coupled
me.
up.
I'm
Like
I can be like a tough guy.
yeah, like avoidant a little bit.
Yeah,
And
oh
like they
yeah.
even name that. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, so you're conscious of it. So like let's go below. Like let's
But
talk
that's
through some of
scary.
that.
That's so
Oh,
scary.
I get it. I get it. But isn't it so funny that the avoidant person actually is the one that probably wants the most love?
Hmm. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
I am the avoidant. I'm the avoidant in my marriage. I've been the avoidant in every relationship I've ever had. Whenever we go to, like, if I've ever gone to couples therapy with someone or I've gone with my husband,
Yeah.
they're always like, oh, and she's probably, I'm like, no, reverse it. We have the total reverse roles.
Interesting. And so like, yeah, I mean, you don't have to get into that necessarily if you don't want
You
to,
could,
but
you could. I mean, I love it. My husband and I have like a amazing marriage.
mm,
But you know, when there's just so much deeper you can go. And I've got my own past with all my wounds. My husband used to be a homeless heroin addict,
mm,
and neither of us had any example of marriage.
wow.
My parents got divorced when I was 8, and his parents got divorced when he was 2. So we are figuring it out, and we have a very healthy marriage. Like there's not a lot of yucky stuff going on, but we both know that there's a lot of room to go like way deeper. And that's what we want. So we're learning
Mhm.
how and learning about ourselves and how do you go way deeper with someone else. So I love relationships.
Well, it's like, okay, I was actually going to ask you because being also a projector and being a mom of two, it's like, I'm sure even that experience just unlocked a whole other level of emotion and hopefully ability to feel and then go deeper together because you kind of have to if you want to stay together and raise,
Hmm.
really
Hmm.
vibrant kids.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. There's a lot. Do you have kids?
I don't, but we want.
It is, oh my God, it is the best. Like
Mm.
in term, I mean, it's the best in general, but it's also horrifying in general. Just everything that is going on in your life right now, get ready to kiss it goodbye, but in like a really good way. It will, there's no other process that is as spiritual. It is insane. It will literally bring you down to the cellular level of who you are and then ask you to rebuild. Well, taking care of two toddlers. It
I
is wild.
freaking believe it. Can you, okay, because at what stage did you give birth? Like where were you at in like your business with the breath work?
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm assuming you're doing your own practice. Like what did your practice look like during like your pregnancy, labor, your postpartum? Like I don't know how
I
close
love this
together your
question.
toddlers are, but
They're close. Like t 10 months later, I got pregnant again. Um,
wow.
I launched my business and then found out I was pregnant a week later.
No freaking way.
I was in the portal. And then, like, I launched my subscription right before I gave birth. And then it's just been like my entire business is built on my phone while I'm breastfeeding. It is one and the same. Like, it is just so interconnected. I'm actually at the point where I don't know how to disconnect it because it's been this way for so long. So now my kids are getting older and I'm like, I don't know. I'm in an office. Um, so there was no, I didn't have the experience of like having this business and then having to step back. It was just like, I'm already back and we're doing the best we can.
Mm.
And then for breath work, I did have a big practice before I got pregnant of like doing these big breath works, getting a release, like I'm in a yurt somewhere in your community because there's always one of those.
Hmm.
And then none of that stuff I couldn't do it anymore, right?
Hmm.
I couldn't do it in pregnancy because it's not really that safe. And then once I had kids, I had such bad postpartum anxiety. I didn't want to put headphones in around them because I wanted to be able to hear them if anything happened.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So my practice changed. And there's so many different types of breath work. I got really into apnea. So holding,
Mm-hmm.
breath holds,
Mm-hmm.
magical.
Vacuum. Yeah,
Um,
I apply that in my practice.
so good. And it's just one of those things that I think all the meditation and mindfulness people say, where it's like, it's not what's happening on the mat or it's not what's happening in the chair. It's what, or in front of the altar. It's what's happening all the time. Your breath is the anchor to your nervous system, period. It is that. There's nothing else that you have or can do that will intentionally put your sympathetics on or your parasympathetics on when you control it. We have different tools, right? You could do tapping, you can do movement. There's different tools. But for every single person, when you inhale, the same thing happens. And when every single person, when you exhale, the same thing happens. I love breathwork for that reason. It is without a doubt any person that slowly exhales and they do that for 5 minutes will lower their heart rate and go into a parasympathetic state. There's no one that won't happen to across the board. So it's a great tool in that it's like it will work for you. Trust me.
Right.
And yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that, but
Okay,
I'll
talk
just end it there.
it was your labor, your postpartum. Like, I mean,
Right.
what was that feeling like?
Labor and postpartum.
Yeah. Like with
Oh, God. It was like taking the plans for your life and looking at them and then crumpling them up and lighting them on fire, but in the best way.
mm,
Like I, my first, I planned a home birth. I had a water tub, all the things. I ended up in a hospital with a 24-hour labor and fentanyl,
mm,
which is the, what's it called?
epidural.
Epidural. And this is the crazy thing about, I think this was like my initiation into how spiritual motherhood is, was that I remember laying there and being like, I feel so good right now. Like, I love this epidural. This epidural is amazing. And
Mm.
I'm looking at my husband thinking about it. And then it clicked where I was like, oh, wow, this is what my husband used to be addicted to. And this is also what my dad was addicted to my whole life. And he's not here anymore because of this drug. But it gave me an understanding of them and their addiction that I could never have if I didn't understand how amazing that drug feels. Like I literally, every worry dripped away, all the pain gone. And I was like, I remember saying to my husband, like, oh my God, I get why you and my dad were taking this stuff. Like, this is good. And Ian just could not stop laughing. But that was so medicinal for me.
No,
So
I get
on the
that.
one hand, I could have gone on this rabbit hole of being like, I didn't want an epidural. This wasn't my plan. But I was like, this was exactly God's plan. I
Mm,
had to have this experience to be like, I get it. Like, I get it. This feels really good.
mm.
And probably not the best choice for people to make, but I understand why they do.
That's actually like such a good reframe. Like so interesting to think
I
about it in that light.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna say the bitchy thing. Like I will die on the hill that the bad stuff has some nuggets of lessons and things in them. It's like it just does. And this is coming from someone who was like sexually abused for a long time and everybody's dead.
Mm,
There is some stuff there. There's
mm.
some scraps.
I mean, I like the energetic or even like the physical residue that happens after like a birth and in those early days or months or years postpartum. It's a lot to uncover. Like you're saying, like motherhood is one of the most spiritual experiences. Like even just being a witness from the freaking outside,
Yeah,
but
you don't
also,
face every single trigger, things that you thought you'd healed, things that you didn't know were in your lineage. Like it all comes to you. And I mean, this is why a shocking number of women are on Lexapro, right? Like it is intense.
mhm.
But it's also like the best. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the words for it. I don't think you ever can describe the process to someone and have them be like, yeah, it's kind of like fentanyl. Like you just kind of, you got to do it. But
Just try
you
it.
just got to try fentanyl. Don't. And it's not funny. It's not funny. I'm
Yeah.
like really glad my husband isn't dead.
Yeah.
But it is really intense. And with my second, I had my dream birth. Like my
Mm.
dream birth, like in the water, in our bedroom, thunderstorm, lights went out. Like it was
Whoa.
so magical. Candles everywhere, perfect playlist. My husband, I bit him as hard as I could. And and my son came out so easy. Like he was just like, boop, his little head, waited for the second contraction, and then his whole body came out, and he was in my arms. And breath work made that happen.
Mm,
A lot of
mm.
mindset stuff too, but breath work was like my anchor.
Right, right. Well, I feel like, yeah, the breath, body leads, mind follows kind of a thing, you know? That's really, really cool. Love hearing that. Um, let's go into, can you share some of these studies? Because I'm actually really curious. I think a lot of
Mm.
women are, I mean, I'm pretty sure mostly women listen to this podcast, but we are in general, I feel like maybe more of the feelers,
Hmm. Yeah.
and
No,
whether or
we
not we
are.
like
Like
to admit it,
studies show we are.
right?
And it's social conditioning.
Yeah. And we are, I mean, Gabor Mate said this, I think, in New York Times, like we're the shock absorbers of society. So we soak all of this stuff up. So how do we wring out our towel? Like how, you know, how do we release?
Yeah.
What are we releasing?
I mean, the conversation around the sexes is really fascinating to me.
Mm,
I mean, the male loneliness epidemic is existing because of their lack of emotional intelligence.
hmm
Period. That's it. That's the reason why. And I think, unfortunately, but also fortunately, it's only something we can heal together. Because what is the main thing that the male loneliness epidemic drives besides them committing suicide is violence against women
mm,
and violence against children. And like it's yeah, I think about these things all the time. That it's no one's responsibility, but also everybody's responsibility, right? It is. I think the thing that I say, and when I read it comments on like TikTok or Instagram all the time, and you typically don't write anything, but the thing that I think is that if you have anything extra, any extra love to give, give it. And if you don't have to.
mm,
And the goal here in life is to try to be the type of person who has a little extra love to give, right? That's
mm.
why we do the healing work.
Love that.
But yes, going back to the studies, I mean, we've got studies just on crying alone. You know, if you stifle a cry, you're going to increase your cortisol. If you
Mm,
let yourself cry, you're going to decrease your cortisol. And you can go into how crying actually, like menstruating, like sweating, like any form of excretion, it's a detox, right? There's things in your body that are not supposed to be there right now and they have to get out. So, crying is one of those things. And if you don't let yourself cry, you're going to build up cortisol. I
mm.
think crying is super healthy. We have a lot of narratives, especially for women who cry a lot. You're like too sensitive, you're too much, you're too big of a feeler. There's a lot of shame there. There's nothing to be shameful about. It's better off to be a big feeler or be sensitive than what the alternative is, right? What's the alternative? Being mean and shut down?
Yeah, just stone cold, like
No,
stoic,
no.
which
And even
is
stoicism, which is so misunderstood. Like that is stoicism, actual stoicism champions feeling.
explain that.
So, Stoicism, you are in the actual philosophy of Stoicism with Marcus Aurelius. He's constantly writing, I'm crying right now. There are tears in my eyes. Like, Stoicism is not about not feeling anything, but a lot of like toxic bro culture, alpha male takes it to mean that because so many people take these ideologies or these theories or philosophies like Stoicism or feminism and they decide what they think the definition is and then decide whether they like it or not. But, and this is something I see chronically all the time where I'm like, I don't think that you could define that, but you have very strong feelings about it. Stoicism, you're supposed to be feeling. Stoicism is based off of your actions. Are
Mm,
you reacting from a calm and grounded place? Like in spiritual girl speak, it would just be like, are you grounded? Is your emotion, are you like regulated? You know?
mhm, mhm.
Um, but you're supposed to feel your emotions. Suppressing your emotions is never good, and it does not make them go away. It will rebound, right?
Yeah,
It's the same reason why, people get so angry driving. Like, are you really that angry about
right.
driving? Like
Underneath it, it's
driving
probably just a fear.
so mad?
It's
Like
probably like you're just fearful of getting injured.
I don't know what it is. I mean, it would be probably anger. You've got suppressed anger. You
Mm-hmm.
don't let yourself feel it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just got this book a few days ago. Feelings Buried Never Die.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah,
They don't.
it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's very, very true. I see it all
Hmm.
the time. I see it actually. I was studying endometriosis and trauma and any correlation.
Been there,
And
had that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, fascinating. Did you look up anything for yourself? Like studies, did you find anything? Because I'm seeing not a causation necessarily. Obviously, it's really hard to do that, but the correlation there for complex PTSD, um, like ancestral trauma, of course, makes sense.
Yes. I mean, anything. I think, like, with my osteopathy background, if I were to think about any form of trauma, it's going to hit you where you are physiologically the weakest. So, like, I
Mm,
don't study traditional Chinese medicine. So, for me, it doesn't look like a specific organ, but
mm,
a lot of people do. I just can't speak anything to it. It's not what I studied. But from what I understand and my understanding of anatomy and physiology is it will hit you where you might be like physiologically the weakest. So, endometriosis, you've got a barrier that's not doing what it's meant to do. What's your blood-brain barrier too? What's your skin barrier doing? Are all your barriers just breaking down? And
mm,
like, what does that mean, right? Like, are you someone who doesn't have a lot of boundaries, or are you someone who maybe didn't before? Like, there's so many interesting ways of looking at trauma in the body. Like, that's touching into new Germanic medicine, which I really love. I think
mm,
they're all valid. But I also just think that every body is so unique. Like, I've never once found a system that's all encompassing, explaining every single human on the planet. Like, I think everybody's so unique. I would just say what's worked best for me in any type of healing has been to look at the physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual.
mm-hmm,
Do them all.
mm-hmm. Agreed.
Like, you got to do it all.
Holistic integrative approach, people.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Do you have endometriosis?
I don't, but
Okay.
you know, I see a lot of them in here. I feel really lucky. I have a couple clients who just had surgery, one just had a baby, one is
Yeah.
trying to get pregnant, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I was, my husband actually did the research for me. I went on like specific diets, was doing all the things for a long time. Nothing was really helping me. And then he got us an ozone generator.
Mm-hmm.
And I did rectal and vaginal insufflation twice a day, and that moved the needle really quickly. Yeah,
Interesting.
it was intense, but it's anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
And then we had a miscarriage, and then after the miscarriage, no more.
Wow. Wow. Do you
Yeah.
feel symptomatic at any point, like through your cycle nowadays? You're still breastfeeding or?
I have a cycle. I'm still
Hmm.
breastfeeding.
Hmm.
Um, if I'm not, if I allow too much like stress into my life, like it can kind of sprinkle back. I don't know. I've never had a lap, so I don't know what is going on in there.
Yeah.
It was all done symptomatically.
Yeah.
But but yeah, it's mostly gone.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
And like it's like that old housewives thing. Like, just have a baby and it'll go away.
mm,
Like, they might be onto something, because this is what I always thought, was that that baby came into our life to heal my womb, because we know now that babies will send us cells to heal organs.
mm.
So I was like, I think that baby came to send me some stem cells for healing and then left.
Yep. Something in my body is
And
saying like,
that's my
yep,
story. I'm sticking to
that's
it.
that's true. Stick to it, sister. I freaking love that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I mean, I just had not too long ago, two episodes on endometriosis, two women who've had it, two women who did a really, really holistic approach to healing and ended up getting pregnant, and both are great, like in remission.
Yeah, it's totally doable. You can, I had to deep dive, obviously. I was on Reddit, everything, all the things that you do, and you will find the odd person that goes into remission. It is possible. Like, don't believe your doctor. Like they say it's not possible, it is.
Mhm.
And just look at everything. Like I was doing specific exercises for it. I was training my like TVA. I was
Mhm.
learning how to use my core again. Like there was all these different things. I had separated my pelvis dirt biking as a kid, and I was like, I
Ooh.
wonder that, yeah. So there was, I was like, okay,
There's
I
yeah,
need
there's
to.
a lot. It's good though. It's good. Ugh, just I mean, calling for it. It feels almost sometimes too. It's like calling for you to address the thing, whatever that
Mhm.
thing is. Maybe there are multiple things. But yeah, wow, so huge. Um, hmm. What feels really exciting to you right now in the world of breath? Like, what are okay? Oh my God, so many questions just coming in all of a sudden. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, I want to know what is exciting you right now in the world of breathwork and or feeling like somatics. What are you seeing as like the potential? And then the other thing I was thinking, did it just float away? Why don't you answer
I can
that?
answer that one. I can answer that one. It kind of goes back to our conversation before, but I'm excited for men. Like I really am. I think that like it's been hard for everybody. I really feel for, obviously this is big to my story. Like I have a dad who was sexually abused when he was 15. No one really classified it as that because like he was 15, he probably liked it, you know?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
struggled with abuse or like struggled with addiction, not abuse, addiction his whole life. And then committed suicide. So like I've seen firsthand what that kind of toxic masculinity does to men. It's horrible. They are isolated. They are struggling with addictions from pornography to gambling to drugs. Like the men are not okay. And I'm just, I get messages from men a lot, or even like videos, like really beautiful stuff of them being like, I have not cried in so long. Like this was really healing for me, yada, yada. So for someone like me, I think, like, what would the world look like if men were in their actual masculine? Like if they were healed, what does that world look like? I have some men around my life who are, and they're wonderful. And like I could never imagine them like purposefully starving a country or starting a war or doing anything nefarious. So
Right.
yeah, I think that part of it excites me. I just went on a bigger podcast that's mostly men. The guy
Mm.
in front of me, are you in the States?
Hmm.
The guy in front of me was Adam Fiertes.
I don't know who that is.
He's the most canceled man in America. He's like a young 26-year-old, very, very religious. He was close with Donald Trump. I don't know what he was doing with him, but some of his hashtags are rape, kill, or murder for Adam Fiertes because that's what they believe should be done to women who have abortions or whatever. And like, this is not me saying anybody should do whatever. I don't care what people's abortion beliefs are. I understand both sides. I'm like, truly get it.
Hmm.
And but he's just a horrible person, like
Mm.
so misogynistic. He was right ahead of me. I had to shake his hand going into the studio. And then the person two after me was Andrew Tate.
No freaking way.
And I'm like, like this like little blonde, like with under boob sweat, being like, okay, um,
Sitting
everyone
with
needs
the
to cry. But honestly, like I was like, God, thank you. You were putting me in the right fucking room because this is exactly who needs to hear this.
Mm.
Is these guys who are lonely, listening to this shit and getting brainwashed into thinking that hate is the answer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm an like I'm gonna be an incel and I hate women, whatever that belief is, right? So for me, like the idea of bringing the worst of the worst into love, that's what excites me, and just opening my mind up to attempting to do that. So like,
Mm.
probably in my late 20s, I would have been like, fuck them. I don't want anything to do with them. I'm not going on that
Right.
show.
Like
I'm
la
not
la la
going
la
on a show
la.
with people like that. And now I'm like, no, I'm going in. Like, I'm going in.
Go
Um,
in, girl.
so that's really exciting me. Yeah, like I honestly, if I was to be really, really honest, I love breath work a lot. It's not my life passion. My life passion is healing the world. whether it's breathwork or anything else. Like if something happened in the breathwork world and the industry flopped, I would just pick another thing and go and heal the world because that's what really drives me.
Well, it's like breathwork is just a modality.
Exactly.
Sometimes the healing thing is to just have the fucking hard conversation.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad you're having that. I'm glad
Thank you.
you're bringing them into love, like whatever that can look like.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to tell them that, like, maybe you don't need to cold plunge. Maybe you need to cry. And
Oh,
it's free. And like the studies are insane on the
right?
reduction in your cortisol and your inflammation. Like, if you want a six pack, cry. I was like, how do I get them to do it?
Well, it's just so funny. Like I feel like I talked to some guys as well in the DMs and they're asking questions or they're curious about their pelvic floor stuff. Like all of them are locked up or they've got
Mhm.
some kind of ED going on because of maybe that addiction to porn or that like inability to connect with women in real life and the performance anxiety or the freaking hemorrhoids or
Yeah.
um even like prostate cancer. Like
Yes.
or loss of testicles from like random injury. Like all of these things are getting built up in there. And to me, it's like the breath work can help open up those channels to
Yes.
then be able to express
Yeah.
through crying.
And like in a really grounded physiological way. Like every time you move your respiratory diaphragm, you know this. What else is moving?
Your pelvic floor.
All of your diaphragms in your body. Like, so your pelvic floor moves every time you breathe. And
Yeah.
if you are chronically hyperventilating all day, like so many people are, your mouth breathing like so many people are, guess what? Your pelvic floor is not moving appropriately. That means you're not going to get a lot of motion there where it's meant to have motion. It's meant to have this cleansing pump happening all the time.
Mhm.
The feeling of like being connected to your pelvic floor is the best feeling in the world.
Tell the people. Tell the
It's so
people. I'm
powerful.
I'm
Like
trying
you
to tell
just
the people all the
it's
time. I'm
so
like, please
good.
just feel yourself.
So I'll share my personal story. I like studied, I struggled with sexual abuse when I was 5. So like since I was young, I know that's kindergarten.
Oh,
That's young.
MJ.
So I had a lot of stuff. Like I had a lot of stuff. Sex, no. Like all of the things, no. I had no connection there. We actually have studies that show that anyone who deals with any sort of like violation to an area, you actually will slowly start to atrophy the nerves to that area.
To stop
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. Yes. Somatic trauma is real. Um, and when I started doing breath work to reconnect with my pelvic floor, purposefully, like womb healing. Oh my God. It was like night and day.
Mm.
Everything is, sex is amazing now.
Mm.
It's so good.
I
And you
believe it.
feel powerful, you feel grounded, you feel connected, you feel, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I was someone who's like super, super stagnant in my pelvic floor. I carried all my stress there. I was, as a projector working in a clinic, seeing, 12 people. You don't realize how much energy you're holding. And maybe I didn't have the practice at the time to like keep my energy clean and clear and let go properly. So of course that was tense in my pelvic floor, right? I literally had a hypertonic pelvic floor that didn't like to move. But then as I was doing yoga more, I mean, I got my yoga teacher training while I was in grad school as well. And same as you, pretty much like okay, yeah, cool, alternate nostril breathing and diaphragm
Yeah.
breath and okay, whatever.
Oh, this one.
Um,
Ah, like it's so crazy,
it's
and you're just like, okay, right.
it's
Back to yoga postures, please.
too funny. The good old lion's breath. Um, yeah, that
And this is
was
not putting down those techniques. I just think they don't teach it in a way where they actually tell you like the fucking insane magic that's happening.
yeah, no, agreed. Agreed. It was always just like, okay, throw it in there. But I also am like you, I want to learn more about what that science looks like and like why do I feel this way after I do something like that? Hear you. Um, but yeah, for me it's like, okay, now applying everything that I know about the body and the pelvic floor because I went through my whole educational journey that was more of like a sexual awakening, personal professional awakening,
Yeah, I had that
And
too. Don't worry.
yeah, yeah,
Well, you have to.
of course.
You
Tis
have to. Like,
tis
who
the
comes
path.
out? Who? starts having amazing sexual awakening? No one.
I know zero people who say they had great, amazing sex right off the bat.
No. And like, if you haven't had it yet, go have it. Not the amazing sex, the sexual awakening, but the amazing sex too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's
That'll
like
come
it drips
after.
into every part of your life. Like
Exactly.
it is like
Exactly.
it's your power. And it drips into like your femininity and how you can show up in a room and oh my gosh.
Yeah, 100%. I hope you're loving this episode, and I wanted to take a quick moment to share about something close to my heart: Vaginal Alchemy Reloaded. This is my self paced course for women who want to really connect with their bodies, including their pelvises and what lies between the thighs, not just physically, but emotionally, energetically, even spiritually. If you've been feeling stuck, disconnected, numb, in pain, or just curious about what else is possible in your body, your pleasure, your creativity, or because you're ready for another layer of awakening, this is for you. Inside, I walk you through everything from the essentials of pelvic and arousal anatomy and energy to actual guided pelvic mapping sessions, embodiment practices with and without pelvic wand work at your own pace in your own space. No pressure, no timeline, just an open invitation to land deeper in your body. You'll get lifetime access to the entire vault of alchemical practices. So, whether you're brand new to this flavor of feminine embodiment work or moving through your next life spiral, there's space for you to meet yourself right where you are. And as you move through it, you'll begin to feel more alive, more trusting of your body, more connected to the voice within, and empowered to share it outward. If your body is whispering yes, you can find all the details in the show notes. And because you're a Pelvic Pulse listener, you can use the code Pelvic Pulse in all caps to receive a special discount. You don't have to figure it out to begin. Just begin. All right, let's get back to the episode. It's everything. It's I mean, I think of my blood right now because I am currently sitting here bleeding. And because you said drip, and I'm like, oh yeah, drip. That is freaking life. That is life right there. That is vital. Even those cells, like you talked about the babies bringing you
Stem
stem
cells.
cells.
Those are stem cells that people would pay a lot of money for.
Uh, like I should be collecting it, but right now I want to feel it getting detoxed right now. It's a special feeling, right? And like, yeah, the pelvic floor, the breath. If you haven't experienced like amazing orgasmic sex, I feel like I always will lead people more into, okay, what does your breath look like during that time, whether you're solo or you're in partnered play? Like,
It's a good question.
yeah. I used to hold my breath. I used to brace because Cosmo told me to. Cosmo told me to flex my PC muscles. And instead of taking deep inhales and like opening up exhales, I was having more like
How did we
orgasms.
have, oh, those are the worst. Like I'll take it, but
I know, right? Like, okay, an orgasm is an orgasm, but not all orgasms are the same.
no, no. Yeah. I mean, it's such a shame that we read about sex and maybe watched what sex was, all from the perspective of like what feels good for men and not even actually just that what people think men want. Like,
Mm. Oh, that's such a mind
it's
toddler.
so horrible. Actually, yeah, I really, yeah, it's so, we have generations of people who learned about sex watching porn.
Right. Right. I think
And
that's
then they
another
just perform
opportunity.
it. It's just like this is what I watched, and now I'm just performing it. And it's like, well, are you even in your body? Like, when you have sex with someone and they're just like doing all this stuff, and you're like, are you even like, are you witnessing me here right now, or is this like a play?
This is what, okay, so obviously it's like I could imagine having a camera on you while you're being, on a freaking TV show that's about finding love. And here on Love Island, oh my God, James and I were cracking up because they were playing this challenge game, and part of it was Snog, Marry, Pie. And when these people would snog, it was so obvious. It was like a performance and just like massive, like mouth open, tongue out, make out sessions that didn't look enjoyable at all. like it looked kind of painful. Like, is your jaw okay? And I'm like, what the freak is happening? But James and I were being funny about it later and just like, okay, I want a Love Island kiss and just like inhaling each other's faces. But like, no one really wants that in the end. Like, maybe you're talking to the Love Islanders, like maybe you're performing for these cameras or maybe you're performing for each other because you want the other person to know who might be interested in your guy or your girl that they're yours or like you have a bigger connection with them, so they should be with you. But yeah, no, not for me. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's the same principle in breath work, like that it's not about what technique you're doing. It's not about how long you're going for or whether you're re-experiencing your birth or not. It's
mm,
just about how connected are you to your own body and to the present moment. And it's the same, I mean, that's the same thing with sex is like the difference between having sex with someone who's like, I know what buttons to press and what to do. And I think if I press them all, you're going to get there. Or someone who's like in tune to you. Oh, night and day.
that's the biggest difference.
Yeah. So it's not a performative thing. Like you can't be like, I'm good at sex because I read. This is what you do. You twist the ball this way and then you tug it that way. Like that's not what it is. What's being good at sex is like being in tune with the person.
Hmm. And I think
And
when
that
you can be in tune with yourself first, like being comfortable and feeling all of yourself, I think you'll be an even better person to connect with,
definitely.
right?
Yeah. Because you could be like, don't do that.
Switch it up, please. Don't do that. I love that is
Oh.
so funny. Okay, well, we're kind of closing up on our time here, which makes me kind of sad because I feel like I could just gab with you all day. Where can people find your book? Like, what do you want to work with people ever in person? Like maybe when your kids get older?
Yeah, when they get older for sure. Right now it's like they like if I go horseback riding and when I go they like look out the window and scream and cry. So I'm not quite there yet. Um, however, we do have our app, Being Method Breathwork. There's tons of recordings on there. We've got like a free tier with stuff. There's like the paid tier, which is our library. I've got my breathwork. Um, uh, what's it called? A podcast. I have a podcast. It's one of our top 5% podcasts. I don't know
Stop
how.
it. Come on
There's
now.
free breath work on there. There's free breath work on there to try. So we've got tons of free stuff. The book, it's called How to Cry. You can find it wherever you buy books online. If you have a local bookstore that you love, you can order it there. They can order it off of a catalog. What else do I do? I have Instagram, Being Method Breathwork. That's the best place.
I
Or
love
just
it.
telepathically, like
Right?
just reach out.
I will say what I love about your name, the Being Method, it's like that's something I really, really resonate with. My company's called Being Better. And it's like being better. So consistently maybe having a little more um like evolution, like not to
Mhm.
force
Yeah.
your path or anything like that, but like
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, every day you do feel a little better, but also just to be a better being.
Yeah, I heard someone, Ed Milet, if you know who that is.
Mm.
He said something the other day, which is I really resonated with. He said he refers to it as blissfully discontented. Like, hell
Hmm.
yeah, brother. I am blissfully discontented. Like, I love my life, but also
Let's
it's
keep going.
let's go.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Heard, heard. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
And
thank
when she
you.
says let's go, that's where we have to wrap it up. Thanks
Thanks for being here, MJ.
for having me.
Yay. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening and putting your finger on the Pelvic Pulse podcast. I'm Brittany Ellers. This episode's music was created by Just Tech. If you enjoyed this conversation, I'd love for you to follow the show on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you listen. Just tap that follow button. And if this episode resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. That is how this work ripples outward. If you're new to my world or want to deepen your connection to your pelvic health, I have a gift for you. Visit the link in the show notes to explore all of my free resources. Whether you're curious, healing, or reclaiming, this is a beautiful place to begin. And if something stirred in you today, if you felt a spark of remembrance or a readiness to go deeper, then I'd love to invite you into Vaginal Alchemy Reloaded. This is my signature journey for women who want to not just heal, but alchemize their relationship with their pleasure, their pelvic space, and their power. It's deep, layered, and held in sisterhood. If you've been thinking about it, now is the time. And if you're not quite ready to commit, you can start with Feel, a free guided pelvic mapping session that gives you a taste of the depth and embodiment we move through inside the alchemy. It's experiential, intimate, and reverent. You can learn more about both by heading to the show notes. Trust your timing, but don't ignore your knowing. I'll see you in the next episode.